Hello, my little chuckle cheeks. How you doing? Well, that blank screen in front of you is the beginning of the May JW Broadcasting monthly program. I was just about to go on to see if they'd finally put it up. It takes them ages into the month to put up a new one. And Denise Hedberg had put up a response to this. I found, and she always does a word count, like how many times they say Jehovah, how many times they say Jesus and the governing body, etc. I'll put a link in the description here to her video, and do have a look. Hers is like a proper response. Mine, I've decided to keep just calling it, because people say, oh, they're putting up a rebuttal. Well, I'm the butt in the rebuttal, okay? I can't claim to be anything more than that. So let's have a start. Ooh.
Welcome
Hello.
to this month's edition of JW Broadcasting.
Hello.
Here are just a few highlights that we have in store for you.
Highlights.
Do you feel that you've missed past opportunities to do more for Jehovah? Or do you feel that your age or present circumstances keep you from reaching out? We'll see how one couple learned that there may be doors of activity available to those with a willing spirit.
Eek.
Have you ever received an assignment that you felt was overwhelming? Brother and Sister Halme, serving in West Africa, will share what helped them accept such an assignment and remain spiritually strong through difficult times. And if you're a regular pioneer, what role do you have in strengthening the congregation? You'll find this dramatization very insightful. Our focus is on our ministry.
Well, others here have stated about when they had to give up being a pioneer, how they were then looked down upon by the congregation, and marked and unofficially shunned and things. So, anyway, talking of Marks, it looks like we've got, is that Mark Sanderson back? I've not seen him for so long. I forgot what he looks like. I thought that there'd been some sort of famine in Warwick and they'd just eaten him. But anyway, good to see that he's okay.
In this May 2018 edition of JW Broadcasting.
Yeah. Get ready to sing. La, 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 la. Get your flutes out. La, 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 la. And the end bit's not borrowed at all from Dallas, the original soap. La la la.
To set the stage for the experiences in our program, I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes on the theme, Invigorate Your Ministry. How?
How?
You, dear brothers and sisters, are having a regular share in the preaching work. And just think of the results. Each year, about 2 billion hours are spent in the ministry. Millions of Bibles.
Well, we could put down about the hours, couldn't we? Or we could put down about the efficiency of those hours, Mr. Sanderson. We've seen them. How many people does it take to man a witness cart? I mean, you get loads of them, all just stood round there like playing games on their phones. Oi. Not like it was in my day.
Studies are conducted, and those being baptized number into the hundreds of thousands.
I thought you were just going to say hundreds.
If you are a kingdom publisher, you have had a share in those thrilling statistics. But there's a potential danger.
Ooh.
With so much to do in our life,
Yeah.
not just in the ministry, but also with secular work, family responsibilities, for some even health issues, we can get into a rut. It's not always easy to detect at first, because in this age of technology, we always feel busy. But what consumes our day? Watch this 1-minute video and try to detect what's going on in the life of one brother.
Ooh.
His life is in a rut.
Uh-oh.
Try to figure out why.
All right, then, we're paying attention. Right. He's going to sleep. No, he's not sleeping. Oh, dear. He's upset. He's upset because him and his pillow had a row. Time's gone backwards.
Vele me dices qué.
He's gone to work. He's having his lunch. He's trying to buy some sunglasses. Watching telly. He's watching apostates on YouTube. Oh.
Would you say that this brother's life is in a rut? Oh, he's active all day. He always has something to do. But it's as if his mind has been...
Excuse me, I'm just going to have to beat my head against a wall. I'll be back in a minute. Hang on. Okay, carry on.
...kidnapped by his devices. Have you ever had the experience of reading an email while someone is trying to tell you something? It can be embarrassing.
Hang on, because I'm just reading this email while you're saying that. Hang on. Carry on. I'm reading this email.
Asked you a question,
yeah,
and they're waiting for an answer.
Yeah, I mean, this email is great. Actually, it's very helpful.
Right?
So I'm really glad that I'm reading it. But that's good. But anyway, Mark, did you used to be a boxer or something? You love punching your fist and things like that. But anyway, so anyway, I do feel a bit distracted now. So maybe you do have a point.
That can happen to any one of us.
Mm.
Even our spiritual activity can get into a rut.
Get that boy a
One
boxing
Christian
glove.
sister described it this way. I would go out in service, go to meetings, study, pray, but I did it all on automatic control, never feeling anything.
Oi, oh. If that doesn't sum up the J-Dub experience, what does? Woof.
Have you ever felt that way? Do you see all the happy servants of Jehovah whose experiences appear on JW Broadcasting, and you say to yourself, why can't I find that joy? Why is my ministry in a rut?
Because a lot of stories are made up, mate. That's why.
Perhaps you feel like a remote-controlled train that goes around and around on a track.
But who's controlling it? The governing body.
Working the same territory with the same partner, saying the same thing at each door. Of course, there's nothing wrong with being in a good routine. But being in a rut can sap our energy and take the joy out of our service. We could even come to view our ministry as boring. Of course,
No. I mean, all the videos that we see of real life people out there, metropolitan cult witnessing, whatever you call it, they never look bored. My nose is really growing. My nose is growing. They always, should we say 99% of the time look bored? Come on, they do. They really do.
Feel invigorated when we get good results. We meet an interested person going from door to door. We're invigorated. An inactive person approaches the cart and wants to get in touch with the local congregation. We're even more invigorated. We start a Bible study. We're on top of the world. I'm sure you'll agree. All those outcomes are good reasons for joy. The problem is that we're not always in control of getting those outcomes. In real life, we may spend an entire morning in the door-to-door work without meeting an interested person. We may spend months making return visits without starting a study. And once again, our ministry can get into a rut. Now, don't misunderstand. It's not that we're...
But, mate, come on. I mean, you're a happy, smiley chappy, okay? But the thing is, they'll put all that desire and hope into getting a study and leading someone through that and into baptism. And then what happens? They have a few questions that are wrong, or they get into trouble, and the org just throws that person out. They'll throw that previous study out. Is that no, not. So what's the point? If once people have found these sheep that you want them to find, you don't care for them, and you don't look after them and love them as you're supposed to.
Doing anything wrong, but we're not getting the full joy of doing what's right. Of course, Satan would love it if our service to Jehovah were to fall into a rut. He would love it if we lost our...
I'm pausing, and I'm not going to say a thing. Okay. You know what I'm thinking, I'm sure.
joy. If we lose our joy, we lose hope, we lose strength, and we might even begin to feel like giving up. The point is this, brothers and sisters. If you feel that your ministry has fallen into a rut, don't be discouraged and don't give up. There are ways we can invigorate our ministry and serve Jehovah with renewed joy. To illustrate that, maybe you've had the frustrating experience of locking yourself out of your house or apartment. Of course, with a key,
loads of times.
Opening the door is simple. A locked door might seem like an obstacle, but it isn't if you have the key. And the same is true with invigorating our ministry. If we've fallen into a rut, if we've lost that feeling of joy in our service, there are a number of keys that can help us unlock the door.
Okay, I'll give you that. You know, that makes sense. But what is the point in someone invigorating their service if all these scandals are going on behind the scenes and they're not allowed to discuss them? I mean, surely those are sort of base bricks that should be sorted out. You're kind of, I don't know, it's like you're tight, yeah, well, as they used to say, you know, you're rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. I think that's what you're doing here.
Let's look at one. Open your Bible to 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 8 and 9. Now, in these verses, the Apostle Paul was presented with the key of opportunity, and he used it to open a door. 1 Corinthians 16, 8 and 9 says, "But I am remaining in Ephesus until the festival of Pentecost, because a large door that leads to activity has been opened to me." Here, the Apostle Paul found a key, and it didn't require moving to another location. In this case, the key was to stay where he was, but to take fuller advantage of an opportunity right before him.
I'm confused.
Sometimes
I'm confused. Okay, he stayed there then, but he did move all over the place all the time. It would have been tempting to stay in Ephesus. I have been there in amongst the ruins. Amazing place. So in its heyday, that would have been incredible.
To getting out of a rut in our ministry is to take advantage of opportunities we have right where we are. For example, have you considered auxiliary pioneering or regular pioneering? What about learning a foreign language with the goal of helping a nearby group or congregation? Opening one door often leads to other doors of opportunity. For example, a brother named Jacob wrote this: "When I was 7, many of my
Okay, I just have to say, we all get dubious now about all these experiences because they quote so many that can't be true. That's not right.
Classmates were Vietnamese. I wanted to tell them about Jehovah, so after a while, I made plans to learn their language. For the most part, I learned by comparing the English and Vietnamese editions of the Watchtower. I also made friends in a nearby Vietnamese language congregation. When I was 18, I started pioneering. Later, I attended the Bible School for Single Brothers. This helped me with my present pioneer assignment, where I am the only elder in a Vietnamese language group. Many Vietnamese people are amazed that I have learned their language. They invite me in, and often I can study the Bible with them.
Okay, again, I might be missing something. Why would it be amazing that someone has learned their language? People learn languages all the time. Why would that be amazing? They often do this thing where it's like they'll quote something that's entirely normal and average. You go, it's amazing. No, it's not. Someone learned the language. Of course they did. People do that all the time. Blooming heck, we did it at school. I don't know what it's like in the States, but in the UK, you'll learn maybe 2 languages. I don't know what the curriculum is like now, but you'll have at least a basis in 2 other languages, and then can move further if you want. So, and
Some have progressed to baptism. The point is, our ministry is what we make it. If we allow ourselves to remain in a rut, it will be boring. If we use our keys, if we take advantage of opportunities that present themselves, we will invigorate our ministry and give it new meaning. This doesn't always involve putting in...
oh, well, kind of a little glitch there. I found in the past that if I do videos that are too long, because I've just got like small memory on the phone and I don't know, everything just crashes. Which has been good for you, because you guys have been saved from so many of my boring videos because everything's just been crashed and wiped. So I'm going to leave it at that glitch so you can all then consider about how amazing it was that someone learned a foreign language. I mean, that was amazing, because that never happens outside Jehovah's organization. No one ever learns any languages outside, so there you go. If this guy actually exists, we don't know. We don't know. It can all be made up, right? I'm going to put this little bit together, edit it together, and then I'll go on to the next bit. So you've been warned. You've been warned. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.